Hello students, today we are going to learn about ratio. So a ratio is actually a comparison of two or more numbers or quantities. So at the end of this lesson, you should be able to, number 1, compare two or more quantities by ratio. Number 2, understand equivalent ratios. Number 3, write a ratio in its simplest form. And last one, relate ratios to fractions. So let's look at for the first objective. It's a comparison two or more quantities by ratio. One way to compare quantities of different items is to express them as ratio. Look at the different shapes shown in the diagram. There are 4 triangles and 6 circles. The ratio of the number of triangles to the number of circles is 4 to 6. We also can simplify this ratio as 2 to 3 by dividing these two numbers by 2. Okay, let's look at the example. There are 21 red beads, 17 yellow beads, and 15 blue beads in a box. Find the ratio of the number of red beads to the number of yellow beads to the number of blue beads. So we are going to write the ratio is number of red beads will be 21 to the number of yellow beads, which is 17, and to the number of blue beads, which is 15. So students, now you are able to compare two or more quantities by ratio. Let's go to the second objective, which is understand equivalent ratio. Here's the example. Kylie has 6 cherries and Danny has 8 cherries. So we are able to write the ratio Kylie to Danny, which is 6 to 8. So we can say that the ratio of the number of cherries owned by Kylie to the number of cherries owned by Danny is 6 to 8. However, we can rearrange the number of cherries as follows. Kylie, Danny's. The ratio of Kylie's cherry to Danny's cherry is 3 to 4. It is now in the simplest form. So from the example, we see that 6 to 8 and 3 to 4 are equivalent ratio. And the last learning outcome, you should be able to write a ratio in its simplest form. Let's look at the example. These 3 values having different unit, milliliter and liter. So the first step that we must do is to write all these quantities in a ratio. So 400 milliliter to 600 milliliter to 1 liter. Keep in mind that the ratio has no unit. Thus, we need to convert all the units into the same unit. So 1 liter is equivalent to 1000 milliliter. And then we can remove the units here since ratio has no unit. 400, 600, 400 to 600 to 1000. We can simplify this ratio by dividing all the numbers with 200. So we will get 2 to 3 to 5. Moving on to the last objective, which is relates ratio to fractions. The ratio of the length of A to the length of B is 2 to 5. If we superimpose A onto B, we can see that the length of A is 2 over 5 of the length of B. Therefore, 2 over 5 is the same as 2 to 5. So, in conclusion, we already learned how to compare two or more quantities by ratio, understand equivalent ratios, write a ratio in its simplest form, and relate ratios to fractions. Thank you.